What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about one of the most anticipated movies of the year, The Odyssey. Written and directed by Christopher Nolan, the film features an absolutely stacked cast including Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, and many more. Coming off the massive success of Oppenheimer, which earned Nolan both Best Director and Best Picture at the Academy Awards, expectations for this project were incredibly high. For movie fans around the world, this has easily been one of the most awaited releases in recent memory. Based on Homer's legendary epic, the story follows Odysseus, played by Matt Damon, as he struggles to find his way home after the Trojan War. It's a journey filled with danger, mythological creatures, impossible challenges, and personal sacrifice. If you followed Christopher Nolan's career, you know he rarely takes the easy route, and that's exactly what makes The Odyssey so fascinating. The challenge wasn't simply adapting a famous story. The real challenge was bringing it to life the way Nolan wanted. Reports surrounding the production suggest that enormous portions of the shoot took place in difficult locations, requiring cast, crew, equipment, and logistics to operate in environments that most productions would never even attempt. Moving massive amounts of gear across remote landscapes, transporting actors safely to challenging locations, and building temporary facilities for production needs demanded an incredible amount of planning and resources. But that's the thing about Nolan. He's always chasing authenticity. Working alongside cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, the film was shot using cutting-edge IMAX filmmaking techniques. Every decision seems designed to make the audience feel physically present inside the world rather than watching it from a distance. What stands out immediately is how much of the movie feels practical. Modern blockbusters often rely heavily on digital imagery, but here the emphasis is clearly on capturing as much as possible in camera. And honestly, you can feel the difference. Instead of constantly showing giant computer-generated battlefields and endless digital spectacle, the movie focuses on grounding its world in reality. Even when dealing with mythology, it never loses that tangible feeling. One sequence set during a violent storm at sea is a perfect example. The darkness, the limited light sources, the chaos aboard the ship, it all feels remarkably believable. Rather than overwhelming the audience with flashy visuals, the film puts you right alongside the crew experiencing the terror firsthand. That's a huge reason why the movie works so well. Even when giants, monsters, and mythical beings enter the story, they're presented in a way that feels surprisingly convincing. The fantasy elements never pull you out of the experience. It's refreshing to see a production of this scale embrace old-school filmmaking values. Technology is used when necessary, but it never feels like it's replacing craftsmanship. Another thing worth mentioning is the R rating. There are several intense moments throughout the film. Some scenes are violent, and a few sequences are genuinely disturbing. The movie easily could have softened those edges for a broader audience, but instead it fully commits to its identity. That commitment pays off. In fact, some of the most memorable moments feel almost like scenes from a horror movie. The Cyclops sequence in particular is incredibly tense. The creature looks shockingly real, and the atmosphere surrounding that entire scene is filled with dread. Later in the film, there's another major sequence involving Samantha Morton's character that I won't spoil, but it's one of the most unsettling and captivating moments in the movie. The combination of visuals, sound design, and suspense creates a genuinely eerie experience. Speaking of sound, Ludwig Göransson once again delivers phenomenal work. The score gives the film a unique personality and helps transport you into this ancient world. The music feels unlike anything in a typical blockbuster and adds tremendous weight to many of the film's biggest moments. Matt Damon also deserves a lot of praise. At first glance, casting him as Odysseus seems like an obvious choice, but his performance brings much more depth than you might expect. He doesn't just portray a warrior or a legend, he portrays a flawed human being dealing with the consequences of his choices. The character feels layered, complicated, and emotionally believable. From a technical standpoint, the movie is stunning. These days it's often easy to spot visual effects work, but with The Odyssey, so much of what you're seeing feels physically present. There were multiple moments where I genuinely couldn't believe what I was looking at. Visually, it's one of the most impressive films Nolan has ever made. Narratively, the opening section can be a little overwhelming. The audience is thrown directly into this world with a large number of characters, names, relationships, and conflicts introduced very quickly. Like many Nolan films, it demands your attention right from the start. You have to stay focused because information comes fast. For the first portion of the movie, it can feel like you're constantly trying to piece everything together. But once the story settles into its rhythm, everything starts clicking into place. And that's when the film really takes off. Personally, I found the second half significantly stronger than the first. Once the emotional core of the story fully emerges, the movie becomes much more engaging and rewarding. Then comes the final act. Without question, It's one of my favorite third acts Nolan has ever directed. Everything comes together beautifully. The themes, the emotions, the character arcs, and the spectacle all collide in a way that feels incredibly satisfying. For me, The Odyssey delivered exactly what I hoped it would, while also surprising me in ways I didn't expect. That's always been one of Nolan's greatest strengths. You walk into the theater expecting one thing and leave thinking about something completely different. I had an amazing time with this movie. I'm already looking forward to watching it again, and I'm very interested to see how audiences around the world respond to it. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews and breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.